Did you know Diddy once told an interviewer that people didn't really know him because he didn't want them to? That's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to his bafflingly awkward interviews. At first, Diddy was a symbol of hope, a rags-to-riches story that inspired millions. His journey from the gritty streets of Harlem to the glittering heights of global fame showed people that dreams were within reach. Yet, as the old saying goes, the brighter the light, the darker the shadow. That shadow seems to have finally caught up with Sean Combs, casting his once celebrated legacy into a storm of controversy. Interview. In a shocking turn of events, Diddy was arrested and indicted on charges of sex trafficking and racketeering under the RICO Act. Federal prosecutors have accused him of running Combs Enterprises as a criminal empire, a facade allegedly designed to fund his extravagant lifestyle at any cost. The indictment shattered the carefully curated image of Diddy as a mogul, entrepreneur, and cultural icon.
What's next for Sean Combs? That's the question for the guy who was denied bail for a third time and will conceivably remain locked up at the Metropolitan Detention Center pending his May 2025 trial on federal sex trafficking and racketeering and prostitution charges. The question we're now asking is, can he ever get out of the MDC, the Metropolitan Detention Center? Does he have another chance at bail? I'm going to quickly set the stage for you to tell you where we're at. So, as we reported to you here on Sidebar, Combs was denied bail by the current judge overseeing this case, Judge Arun Subramanian. Did it right on the eve of Thanksgiving, Wednesday night. And that is a big blow to the embattled rapper and producer who's facing these federal charges that could conceivably send him to prison for the rest of his life. Now, the judge, in his order, was moved by several factors. Judge Subramanian wrote on page 1 of the order, "The court finds that the government has shown by clear and convincing evidence that no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of the community." Now, first, aside from the allegations in the indictment that detail an alleged scheme going on for years where Combs allegedly abused, threatened, coerced women to fulfill his sexual desires, that he operated a criminal enterprise that was engaged in all sorts of illicit activity.
The saga began with Cassie's explosive November 2023 lawsuit. In it, she described years of abuse, power plays, and terrifying instances of violence, from threats to blow up Kid Cudi's car to dangling one of her friends over a balcony. For fans, it was unthinkable. The man they had once admired seemed unrecognizable. But was this always who Diddy was? Had the signs been there all along, hidden in plain sight?
Well, Bianca, a lot of developments here. My federal law enforcement sources tell me that Sean Diddy Combs spent the night in a federal holding cell after being arrested last night by Homeland Security agents. Now, this morning here at the federal courthouse at 500 Pearl Street, a federal RICO sex trafficking indictment was unsealed, naming him. And among the shocking claims, one of them that his global empire of fashion brands, entertainment, and music brands was actually funding criminal activity. Here's what U.S. Attorney Damian Williams had to say just a short time ago.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct.
Point to Diddy's alleged 15-year haze of drug abuse as a catalyst for his reported actions. Others suggest that his penchant for control and chaos was deeply ingrained, waiting for the right, or wrong, moment to emerge. To truly understand the man now under federal scrutiny, we must rewind the clock and revisit the moments that shaped Sean Combs, the mogul who lived life on his terms, for better or worse. Combs has spent decades in the spotlight, but it's not just his music or business moves that grab attention. It's the way he turns interviews into masterclasses in discomfort. Across his career, Diddy has consistently found ways to make journalists squirm, leaving them with unanswered questions, uncomfortable silences, or bizarrely off-topic rants, Let's dive into some of the wildest moments where Diddy left interviewers questioning everything.
Hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been accused of beating and sexually assaulting his ex-girlfriend and singer, Cassie. She filed a lawsuit against Diddy in New York federal courts.
All right, TMZ's executive producer Charles Latibaudier joins us now with a look at the allegation. Charles, thanks for being with us. There is a lot to unpack with these allegations for sure. Why don't you walk us through the meat of what she's alleging here?
Yeah, Stephen, Tasha, this is really, as they say, bombshell allegations here. And we want to stress these are Cassie's allegations, and Diddy is denying all of this. But in the lawsuit, she does claim that there was an incident in 2018 here in LA that they had gone out to dinner, and after dinner went back to her place. He dropped her off, but she claims that he forced his way into her home and that he forced her to have sex. So she's alleging a rape in that case. And then there's another thing another allegation is that she says that Diddy several times at different hotels around the country would hire male prostitutes and force her to have sex with them. This is the part of the suit where she's alleging sex trafficking, because she's saying that this would happen over state lines, and that would be the reason for filing this in federal court. Those are the most serious allegations in there. There are also some allegations of just domestic violence, domestic battery.
Take ABC's Diddy, the Modern Mogul special in 2010, for instance. The interview was supposed to paint a picture of Diddy as a multifaceted businessman, but instead, it felt more like a courtroom interrogation.
Puff? Diddy? He Diddy?
Welcome to my home.
There he is, ready for his 73-question interview. You know the drill. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Before we begin, how do I address you?
You can call me Love.
And you've referred to yourself differently over the years, so I gotta ask you, why so many name changes?
It depends on my mood, my vibe.
And Puff, where did that come from?
I can't tell you that.
Why'd you move to LA?
Oh, for the kids, the family, the weather.
What's the one thing you miss the most about living in New York City?
I miss the people.
Love, how do you describe yourself?
I'm vivacious, eccentric, and I'm a Scorpio.
What's one misconception about you?
There are no misconceptions about me.
What's your biggest strength?
My belief in God.
What's your biggest weakness?
Fried chicken.
Best personal trait?
My compassion.
What's one thing you need every morning?
I need a hug.
The journalist dared to question his family dynamics, specifically having 6 children with 3 different women. Diddy's response? Pure defiance. He snapped, "I feel the way I raise my children, I don't have to explain to you or anybody else. I can do whatever I want to do with my children, and you can't question me about it. Nobody can question me about what I do with my children."
Is there anything you would not promote? I mean, how about Diddy dog food?
No, I wouldn't do Diddy dog food. I
don't know, make your dog yap to a rap or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't do Diddy dog food.
You wouldn't do dog food?
I mean, I would do what's organic for me. Like, I love candles. I would do candles. I love jewelry. I would do jewelry that fits. I would do hotels. Whatever was in the realm of entertainment or lifestyle, a curator of cool, that's what I do.
I want to ask you, if I may, about the sudden and tragic death of your close friend and colleague, Mr. Biggie Smalls. I
decided it was just something that I just wasn't going to really be talking about no more. You know what I'm saying? It's something that, it's just in the past. I've talked about it so much. I love him. I miss him. He's one of my best friends. It's a tragic loss.
But do you have any idea who killed him?
No.
No idea?
No idea.
Do you know who was responsible for the killing of Tupac Shakur?
No, I don't.
But you still feel the loss of your friends?
Yeah, of course. I feel the loss of my friends. I feel the loss of Tupac.
The journalist pressed on, asking if buying his kids extravagant gifts like cars sent the wrong message. Diddy's irritation was palpable. His body language screaming, "End this now." The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife, leaving viewers cringing at how effortlessly he dominated the exchange.
You've talked about wanting to be the Black James Bond. You've talked about wanting to be someone that kids want to emulate. Yet, aren't you setting a bad example by being a man with multiple children and multiple mothers?
I think it depends on how you look at it. All of my kids are well taken care of. They all go to the best schools.
But you don't live with them.
All of the mothers are taken care of financially, and I'm there for my children as a father.
I live the good life because my dad is Diddy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's perfectly true that Diddy takes care of his family financially.
The prince has arrived.
Witness the birthday party he threw for his son Justin's 16th birthday, shot by MTV for the reality show My Super Sweet 16.
A car fit for a king. They made that. This is the best birthday ever. Love you, boy.
But that wasn't an isolated incident. Jump back to 1999 when Diddy sat down with Entertainment Tonight to talk about his wild parties. On the surface, it seemed lighthearted, a celebration of his infamous bash-throwing prowess. Yet, knowing what we do now about those gatherings, his words take on an unsettling tone. They're going to be shutting them down. They're going to probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we want to have a good time.
You think it was appropriate to buy your 16-year-old son
Parties are the hottest ticket around.
They won't even give me a permit for the parties, man. They don't want me to throw the parties no more. But we ain't gonna stop. We're gonna keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life. You're gonna hear about my parties. They're gonna be shutting them down. They're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we wanna have a good time. Whenever you bring up a different element into people's environment, things that broaden people's horizon, people get intimidated. There's a lot of people out there that feel intimidated by it. It ain't nothing but break it down racial barriers, break it down generation barriers, people from all walks of life. Ron Perlman talking to Jay-Z, Jay-Z talking to, you know what I'm saying? It just goes on and on, it's just like people from all walks of life connecting and getting together. Yeah.
Your parties are the hottest ticket in town. People dying to get into your party. How does that make you feel?
I mean, it's cool. It doesn't make me feel any way special. It doesn't make me feel like a bigger person. It just makes me feel like I know how to throw a party.
Well, this leads me to the perfect thing, because I would like you to clear something up. There's a lot of talk going on with Chris Brown being at your place in Miami, and you arranging Chris and Rihanna getting back together. Now, you want to talk about that?
See, I wouldn't use my Twitter to talk about that because that's somebody else's business.
I know, but you gave them your house.
Yeah. But we're talking about Twitter.
Yeah.
This is how you use Twitter, and that's something else. I'm just saying I wouldn't really Twitter about that.
Okay, let's not Twitter about it. Let's talk about it.
Okay. Sure.
Let's talk about it, because I think you clearly have a lot of people going, why would you do that? Why would you give Chris, a guy who hit a girl, and he's jet skiing around in your, I don't understand, because, I mean, listen, I was a huge fan of Chris's. I love Chris, his music, he's a talented guy, but to hit a girl.
Yeah, because I know both of them, and it's my house, and I'm allowed to give my house to whoever I want to give my house to. That's number one. Number two is that I'm the type of person that I don't cast a stone or cast a judgment on anybody. And so if a friend or friends ask me for a favor, then I'm gonna be there for a favor as long as I know that the energy of the favor is positive for two people to sit down and talk about a situation that they're in. I'm not gonna get involved in it. I'm not gonna pass judgment on it. If I could be there as a friend during hard times, then I'm gonna be there as a friend. I think that we all have to be honest with ourselves as adults, and people that have been in relationships. We know sometimes those relationships get ugly, and sometimes it doesn't come out into the forefront the way this one has come out. And it's a lot of stones being thrown, and we don't know exactly what's going on. These are two young individuals. We need to pray for them, and we need to give certain support, but you don't need to start just saying that you know something that you don't know. You wasn't in that car. I wasn't in that car, and it isn't right for him to put his hands on her or her to put his hands on him. And we don't know what the problem is, but we need to pray for them, and we need to do things to support them. And that's all I want to say about it.
I agree with
Thank
you.
you.
I want to support them. Here's how I'm going to help you now. Can we take a break and do it afterwards?
Can we dance?
Yes.
I would
Take a
like to
break.
dance.
Dance. Do it.